Hello everybody, welcome to Lost Places, and today we are talking about one of the bargain hunts that I filmed while it was closing. Now, it's been 4 months since the last video I did on this one, and recently some new developments were announced for this location. So I thought, why not make a video? So without further ado, let's get into the video. Alright, so even though I've done 2 videos on this location in the past, I wanted to recap on the history of the building. Our story begins in 1976, when a local store called P&S School Art and Office Supply built a 27,000 square foot store. It remained in that spot through the 1980s, but in the late 80s or in early 90s, it was converted to a local chain of school supply stores called Schoolbox. Schoolbox moved to a smaller location in 2013, and on October 16th, 2013, Bargain Hunt had opened this location. It had remained open for 12 years until Bargain Hunt spontaneously filed for bankruptcy and liquidated all of their stores. Whenever Bargain Hunt moved in, they didn't renovate the location that much, so it was one of the older looking, more rough stores. The old carpet was worn and the store was quite dirty in general. It was around the 10-day mark was whenever I had filmed my first video on this location. And there was a few empty shelves, but besides that, really it was business as usual. Now, I would eventually come back at the 2-day mark, and I took a few pictures and a video, but I never did a video for the channel about it. I had filmed my last video on this location on the final day. It was actually completely empty. There was nothing inside. Very few merchandise was left, and they were just cleaning up all the shelves and stuff. And that's where our story left off last. But currently they're in the process of remodeling the store, and a new store called Hunt's Thrift is coming into the location. They have a few other locations in Jackson, Tennessee, and another city. But besides that, basically the same as Bargain Hunt, but just a new company. So we'll come back to this whenever it's open as Hunt's Thrift. But until then, let's take a look at it now before it opens to see exactly how it looks. Alright, we're back here for the 3rd time, and it's kind of raining, so yeah, there's a security camera over there that can see me. I hope nothing happens with that. And let's check out and see what they've done. Wow, that's different. They painted. They've already added some of the shelves over there. Hi. See? Some new shelves and stuff. Weird they have normal ceiling tiles up here on the outside. I guess we'll just make the walk around. Nice and up on a hill, which is cool. I've already pointed that out, I think the past 2 videos. Parking lot monitored by closed circuit television. What does that even mean? Closed circuit television. That's interesting. Pretty large store. Of course, we're not gonna do any, going inside, because obviously it's not even abandoned, it's getting converted. And it might open sooner than I think it's gonna be, than I thought it's gonna be. And the back of this store definitely doesn't look like we're gonna be walking on this side. I'm not walking through that. I'm not prepared, so I'll just go on the other side by just walking back around the store. Wanted to point this out. As we were walking through, I found bargain hunt advertisements type stuff. Of course, bargain hunt doesn't exist anymore. That's pretty cool to have. You could probably not download that today. Here they have a nice ramp for if you have a wheelchair or something. Don't know why the front of the store is built up on this like platform. That's very interesting. Sorry about the lighting. It's not the greatest, but there's another one of those advertisements that Hunt's Thrift is coming soon. And here is one of those, the loading docks. Which I've seen, which we've been inside this store before, twice for this channel. And there will be 3 times since we'll come back here later on. So we'll come back around to the front of the store, and we'll probably just end this video. Yeah, obviously we cannot walk through there. Mowing that would probably be a pain. Thankfully they're not though. Yet again, I don't know what the purpose of this ramp is for this area, since customers don't really use this. Maybe if somebody worked there who had a wheelchair, I don't know. Anyway, we'll see you guys at the front of the store and we'll kind of wrap up the video and stuff. All right, we're back at the front of the store. Like I said, we're gonna end the video. So we'll see you on the next Lost Places. Please watch some of the previous videos if you haven't seen them, the ones that came before this. And please subscribe, and it really helps the channel. We wanna get to 500 subscribers. Anyway, that would wrap up this video. See you later.